slide into some college basketball action. And we're going to start off with Cincinnati at Memphis. That's going to be a 7 o'clock tip-off at Memphis. The Bearcats open the betting as the 4.5-point favorite, and the total at 148. And since that one opened up, we're seeing a steady and consistent fade of Cincinnati when it comes to the spread. We're also seeing movement upward on the total as well. That total moved up to 149 with Cincy now laying 3. So once again, the Bearcats open 4.5 down to -3. Total open 148 up to 149. 57% of the consensus is leaning toward the Bearcats, and 80% of the consensus is shaded toward the under in this matchup here. Now, if you like Memphis at home, you might not be in a bad spot. They're 12-3 straight up on their home court. They're also covering 67% of their games in the friendly confines. Memphis ranks 46th in offensive rebounding and 20th in college basketball in points scored. Now, Cincinnati is covering just 40% of their games, taking on teams between 450 and 550. When it comes to the scoring, Cincinnati's just 37% to the over on the road. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this one. Give me Memphis +3 in the under 149 in that matchup there. Next game, Houston at Central Florida. 7 o'clock tip-off at UCF. Houston's -2, totals 129.5. 63% are leaning Houston, 53% shaded toward the over in that matchup there. Now, if you like Houston on the road, probably a pretty good spot for you. They're taking on a UCF team who's failed to cover in 5 out of their last 6. The Knights are just 5-7 against the number on their home court this year. UCF also ranks 143rd in home offensive scoring, and they rank 252nd from the stripe. Houston's 21-1 straight up overall. They're covering 73% of their games, taking on teams over 650. When it comes to the total, UCF 67% to the over at home. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean Houston -2, the Cougars, in the over 129.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Iowa at Indiana. Big Ten basketball. 9 o'clock tip-off at Indiana. The Hoosiers open the betting -1. Total open 148.5. And since that one opened up, not a whole lot of movement on the spread. We're seeing two-way action when it comes to the number. That thing's moving half a point. It's bouncing between pick'em, -1, 1.5. But anyway, we're still at that opening number of -1 right now. But we are seeing movement downward on the total. That total moved down to 147. So once again, the Hoosiers open and remains -1. Total open 148.5 down to 147. 59% are leaning Iowa. 51% shaded toward the under. Now, the Hoosiers have been pretty good at home this year. They're 10-2 straight up on their home court. They're also covering 75% of their games, taking on teams allowing more than 72 points per contest. Indiana ranks 9th in the nation in home field goal percentage. They also rank 25th in home points allowed. They're 10-3 straight up as the official Vegas favorite. Now, the Hawkeyes on the other side, they rank 237th in road points allowed. They also rank 243rd in road defensive field goal percentage. Iowa really struggling on the road when it comes to the defensive end. Now, scoring-wise, Iowa's 63% to the over on the road. 4 out of Indiana's last 8 got over the total themselves. Give me the Hoosiers -1, getting the job done at home, and the over 147 in that matchup there. All right, next and final game for our college slate. It is going to be Huskies at the Wildcats, 9 o'clock tip-off in Arizona. Washington's -1, totals 134. 63% are leaning Washington, 76% shaded toward the over. Now, if you like the Huskies in this matchup here, I really can't blame you. But just keep in mind, they're taking on an Arizona team who's 10-3 straight up at home this year. They're also 5-3 against the number, taking on teams over 650. Now, Washington, they rank 258th in road offensive rebounding. They also rank 163rd in points allowed. Now, when it comes to the total, Washington is 4-3 to the over away from home. Arizona 6-2 to the over in their last 8. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward a home dog in this one. Give me Arizona +1 and the over 134 in that matchup there. All right, let's go ahead and slide into our next and final sport. And it is, oh no, we got some blank spots there. But anyway, we're going to push through it. And we're going to begin with Colorado at Washington. That's going to be a 7 o'clock puck drop in the nation's capital. Washington opened the betting as the $2.15 favorite with the total at 5.5. And since that one opened up, we're seeing a very significant fade of Washington in the early going here. And as a matter of fact, it's a full $0.50 fade, a 50-cent fade of Washington when it comes to the sides. We're also seeing movement upward on the total as well. Right now, the Caps are -165, total 6. So once again, Washington open 215 down to -165, total open 5.5 up to 6. 75% are leaning Washington, 78% shaded toward the over. Colorado's +145 on the money line. Washington +165 for some puck line cash. We have Varlamov slated to start for Colorado in the net. We also have Braden Holtby projected in the net for the Capitals. Once again, the NHL changes hour to hour. Those are the projected starters at 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time Thursday morning. That could change by puck drop. It's 14 hours away. But anyway, Varlamov, Holtby, that is your matchup in the net. Now, when it comes to the stats and the trends, Colorado ranks 3rd in road offensive scoring. They're actually 14 and 13 against the spread on the road. So when I refer to the spread in hockey, I'm talking about the puck line, either laying the goal and a half or catching the goal and a half. So once again, Colorado 14 and 13 on the puck line when traveling this year. Now Washington, they're just 1 and 9 against the spread in their last 10, 2 and 8 straight up in that same category. The Caps ranked 21st in goals allowed in the NHL. Now scoring-wise, Washington is 4 and 2 to the over in their last 6. Colorado 9 and 2 to the over in their last 11 when traveling. Give me the Avalanche +1.5, catching the goal and a half on the puck line, and the over 6 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Kings, Flyers, and of course that's the blank one. There it is. Kings, Flyers, 7 o'clock puck drop in Philadelphia. The Flyers open 145, total 5.5, and since that one opened up, Philly's taking a lot of money in the early going here, and rightfully so with that 8-game winning streak. We're seeing a 30-cent move when it comes to the sides. Not a whole lot of movement on the total, though. So once again, Philadelphia open 145 up to -175. Total open and remains at 5.5. 63% are leaning Philadelphia, 71% shaded toward the over. The Kings are +155 to win it outright. Philly's +165 laying the goal and a half. We have Quick projected in net for LA. Stolarz projected in net for Philly. I think that's wrong. That's what they're saying. That's the projected starter. But Carter Hart's been so hot for the Fly guys. I can't imagine Stolarz is getting the nod. But anyway, in the early action here, we have Quick projected in net for LA. Stolarz projected in net for Philadelphia. Obviously, that probably will end up being Carter Hart for the Flyers. But anyway, once again, Flyers red hot right now. Hottest team in the NHL. 8-game winning streak, 7 and 2 against the spread in their last 9. The Flyers are winning 60% of their games that were played at the current money line price. They're also 8 and 7 straight up as the official home favorite. Now the Kings are winning just 38% of their games as the official road underdog. They're also winning just 33% of their games at the current market price. Now total-wise, Los Angeles is just 5 and 15 to the over, taking on teams between 450 and 550. Give me the Flyers, -175. Hefty, expensive price there, but I think that's our best value when it comes to this game if you really want to bet the sides. Once again, Flyers, -175, and the under, 5.5 goals in that matchup there. All right, next game, Blues, Lightning. 7:30 puck drop in Tampa Bay. The Lightning opened the betting as the $2.15 favorite with the total at 5.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing a steady and consistent fade of the Lightning when it comes to the sides. Actually, a 20-cent fade of Tampa Bay